What's happening, guys? Good morning. Today is the 11th of October. Current time is 4:42 a.m. We are in the Kansas City area right now, on southeast side of town, right at the 435 and 470 interchange. I'm currently southbound on 435, getting ready to head west on 435 now. Alright, so last video you saw from me was a pickup video in Grand Rapids, Michigan. That was a load of frozen waffles going to Moberly, Missouri. I made that delivery yesterday. Everything went well. Got out of there right about 2 hours after my appointment time. So not just shy of what I needed to get any kind of detention pay. Yeah, such is life. But from Olathe to here, probably gives an idea of where we're heading to. That would be to Olathe, Kansas. Alright, so there's one or two places that we tend to pick up from most frequently in the Olathe area. One would be the Tyson Foods facility, distribution center, not a kill plant. And you guys have seen me there several times, even in the last few months. Also, we do pickups at the Lineage Logistics facility, pick up Smithfield pork loads, courtesy of our connection with Hirschbach at the Lineage facility, not too far away from the Tyson plant. All right. Anyway, today's video we're going to be picking up at the Tyson facility, though. It's usually when I go there, I tend to pick up pork loads, but I do sometimes pick up chicken too. As I mentioned, this Tyson facility is a distribution center and not an actual kill plant. So anything related to Tyson Foods can possibly be there. Alright, so that's what we're on our way to. I think we're about 10 or so miles out. I got the view zoomed out right now for you guys, so you can see where I'm at in relation to Kansas City as well as to my shipper. And of course, you guys watch me regularly. You guys have seen me come to this place at least a few times in the last month or two, whatever it is, so shouldn't be any real surprise to you. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so we get the right detail at the right time is what I like to call it. Alright, so we're going to be getting on to I-35 southbound here in about maybe 5 more miles or so. And taking US 169 down by lane setting. And I don't want to try to zip around this car on the right when my lane's setting. I don't want to be behind him either, but I don't want to take a chance of getting trapping myself in an ending lane trying to get around another car, especially as often as people play road yo-yo around me. Alright, so what can we talk about today? Alright, yeah, so here's one for you. A question got asked on social media not too long ago, about a week or so ago. Someone asked if it matters what order you do the steps in when you're coupling or decoupling from a trailer. Alright, now the steps, and it doesn't matter what, now my answer to that, I'll just give you a simple answer to that, would be no, it doesn't matter. As long as they all get done, who cares? However, I will say that it doesn't matter what order you decide is the most logical or reasonable way to do it. Whatever it is, though, stick to it like glue. Because the moment you do it in a different order than what you naturally think should be done in, is the time where you're going to make mistakes. And I got some mistakes here I can talk about that first-hand experience. Also, I had one case from my trainer. I had the same thing, and now my trainer, he wasn't like one of these brand new 6-month experienced drivers. He had 20 years when he trained me. And at the time that this incident happened, or, I think he had like 24 or so years. So he was no newbie. But doesn't matter how experienced or inexperienced you are, you do things out of order, you could end up being the guy who makes a rookie mistake even when you're far from a rookie. You're going to look like a rookie though. So do them in whatever order makes sense. If it makes sense to you most to go do the landing gear first, then always do the landing gear first. Don't do or for me, I've always done it in a production, practical manner where I go basically from front to back. Now, never mind the fact my current truck has a electronic or electrically powered fifth wheel release latch on it. But if it has a manual latch like a lot of trucks have, the normal order that I do personally is do the hoses and the airlines and pigtail connection first, and then do the fifth wheel latch next, and then do the landing gear last. And then if I'm dropping a trailer that I also have an enforcer lock on, that comes after the landing gear. Now what happens when you do them out of order? Okay, so keep listening. Now, I've never dropped a trailer before, but I came real close a couple times. Alright, first time. Or watch this. Let's go to my trainer's experience real quick. His experience, he was, I can't remember, I think he was disconnecting from a trailer, or, I think he was disconnected from a trailer if I remember correctly. Trying to disconnect, drop it, whatever, and he did the steps out of order. And when he did it, he forgot to lower the landing gear. So when he started to pull away from the trailer, it ended up dropping down onto the ground, and ended up, pick it up a little bit here. He ended up messing up his airlines and I think his pigtail too. He ended up having to buy new airlines and a pigtail. He ended up replacing all those himself. So that can happen. And for me, I've had at least 3 times that I can think of where I had an oopsie but didn't have any incident with it, thankfully. Alright, first time I was swapping loads with another driver in Winslow, Arizona at the Flying J. And while I was, I got out of my truck to start disconnecting when the other driver showed up. Alright, so once I got out of my truck and I go over to the pigtail and air hose area, the header board or the catwalk area, to start doing that part first. While I'm doing that, the other driver shows up around the front of my truck with the mules in his hand and starts talking to me. And, at this point, because sometimes landing gear I need 2 hands, sometimes I don't. I know they teach always use 2 hands when doing the landing gear crank, so you don't smack yourself in the face with it or whatever, but alright, I'm a tall guy, and I stand back and have my one hand up on the side of the trailer while I crank it with the other hand, usually. But now I'll use 2 hands if I need more than, maybe if the thing is more difficult, like the sand chooser firmly on the ground, or maybe it's just not a very well lubed landing gear handle system or whatever, or it's just got some wear and tear on it that makes it difficult. Anyway, though, now I got these bills in my hand. In hindsight, I should have told the guy I'm not touching those bills until I'm done doing my process. Because what happened was he gave me the bills, and instead of me doing the landing gear next, or I pulled the fifth wheel release, and then instead of going to the landing gear, I went straight to the back and removed my enforcer lock. Once I got the enforcer lock off, I'm like, all right, I need to put the enforcer lock away. I need to put the bills away. And the process, the mentality I had at the time was put those away and get back out and drop the landing gear. But problem was, I got back in the truck. I'm so used to the landing gear is already down by this point in time. So I got it stuck in my head that the landing gear was already down. Had a habit. Come on, Pam, what are you doing? You really have to do 51 miles an hour. Right at my exit, too. Alright, so he, instead of getting back out, I eventually get back in the driver's seat and get ready to start pulling forward. I'm just starting to pull forward. God damn it. Pam, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm not putting up with this shit. Yeah, do you got some nighttime driving issues, or are you just that fucking new? There's two people in there, so I bet you that I don't know if Pam even has a training program. I don't normally see two people in Pam trucks, so I don't know. Maybe someone can tell me the answer to that one. Do they have a training program? I don't know. Alright, so anyway, though, I start pulling forward. I get my fifth wheel out from the kingpin. And then I suddenly realized I don't think my landing gear's down. I don't remember dropping the gear yet. So I ended up, I stopped real quick and got back out to double check, and sure enough, yeah, landing gear was still up. Thankfully, the fifth wheel was still sitting under the apron of the trailer, so I got back out and dropped the landing gear before I pulled away. I was like, that was a close one. Yeah, I wasn't too thrilled with myself on that one. Alright, another one where I did them out of order and damn near had a problem. I was picking up a Saputo load in Tulare, California. One of the smaller facilities, the one on J Street, over on the west side of town. That's not the one that drivers usually most often pick up from. A lot of drivers aren't even familiar with that one. But okay, so this Saputo facility, basically, J Street is a north-south street, and you enter the lot from the north side of the building. You come up to this gate and check in at this kind of telephone radio thing, whatever you want to call it. Let me zoom in here some. Alright, got a couple of route options into here, by the way, but watch my other videos if you want to know what they are. But anyway, yeah, you go up to this gate, there's a phone that's kind of like a radio phone or whatever you want to call it, if I remember correctly, and you pick it up, and then the guy outside on the other side answers it, and basically you check in, tell them what load you're picking up, whatever, and then they'll open the gate and let you in, and they'll tell you, because the trailers all have to be dropped into the dock door's blind side. So what they do is most days, they'll just tell you to drop your trailer right next to the fence on the, right near the drop spots, and then disconnect from it and park and wait, and then the shad driver will actually drop it in the door. All right, so I'm dropping my trailer there. I get out of my truck, do my pigtails, my pigtail and airlines, do my fifth wheel, and then because they also wanted you to open the trailer doors before you pull away too. So, and for some dumb reason, instead of dropping the landing gear first, I go back to the back of the trailer and start opening the doors. Go straight back up to the front of my truck, into my truck, thinking, oh yeah, landing gear's down. Guess again, start pulling away, and I felt the trailer drop down onto my frame rail in between, on the back of right behind my fifth wheel. I'm like, oh shit. Then I stopped right away. And thankfully, I was able. I avoided dropping it all the way onto the ground, but I was definitely pretty annoyed with myself, and I was just saying a little bit embarrassed about the stupid mistake too. And I was like, hopefully the shad driver didn't catch me doing it. But in that case, though, what I did was drop the landing gear all the way to the ground. And then I was in my Peterbilt, which I can lower the airbags, but I cannot raise them. So I can lower them down below normal, but I can't raise them up above normal like I can in this truck. We're gonna have to stay here behind this mail truck because our exit's coming up. I'm gonna be using 169 southbound, or Highway 169, if you're just to distinguish between that and the street name. Alright, but yeah, for that, lower the landing gear as far as I can first, and then drop the airbags down, and then hopefully the airbags will drop the fifth wheel plate far enough down where it'll fit underneath the trailer. And in this case it was. My past experience is when you drop the airbags, it usually drops about 3.5 inches. In fact, there were Scotty D. There was a point in time where Scotty was still driving for us. He and I actually swapped loads in Council Bluffs, Iowa, at the TA. He's got it on his channel on one of his old videos. I might have some footage here, I don't know, but I know for sure he's got it on his channel. We were actually going over that. We actually videotaped I actually took a tape measure out and measured how high his frame rail was, because he and I had different types of trucks. I think, if I remember right, Scotty was in a Freightliner Cascadia, and I was in a Peterbilt 579, and we were kind of curious how different the drop was when dropping the airbags. So we found out both of them were in that same ballpark of 3.5 inches. Alright, so anyway, drop the landing gear. Drop the airbags. I'm able to get the airbags underneath because it was, or I think I was able to. If that doesn't, you can always, if you have a 2x4 or something on hand, you can always put it in between and then raise the bags back up, and that'll give you some more room to get the landing gear down some more. And then you drop the bags again, get the 2x4 out of the way, and then hopefully your plate will fit then. Slide back under, raise the bags back up, drop the landing gear back down to where you need them. Alright, next slide up will be 159th Street. That's the one we're going to be turning right on. Trans Am Trucking Terminal's right there. They also have a facility right over here. Did I already pass it? At least I did. No, I think it might be this facility right here. Anyway, so that was the second time. Third time, while I was in our San Bernardino drop yard, dropping a trailer. And while I'm doing this, another driver US I have nothing to do with. Another JCT driver came up, started talking to me. We get to chit-chat while I'm in the middle of doing my disconnecting process. And I dropped the landing gear, but this time wasn't the landing gear I forgot to do. It was the airlines and pigtail. Knew everything I need to do because it was a loaded trailer that I was dropping. You know, I lowered the landing gear, pulled my enforcer lock. I think I put the bills in the new bill box and all that, and then I start pulling away from the trailer, and I'm looking in my mirror while I'm doing it, and I realized the side marker light on the middle side part of my trailer was still lit up. I'm like, why is that lit up? That shouldn't be lit. I knew there was something not right. Well, I stopped, but only after it had already turned off. And it turned off because at that point is where the airlines and the pigtail were forcefully disconnected from the glad hand connections and pigtail box, whatever. Yeah, I was a little bit concerned that I was going to do some damage there on that one, but luckily no damage was done. Alright, we're going to have to, we're going to come all the way up to this gate thing here. They're going to do an inspection on the trailer. We're going to have to slide tandems all the way back as well. Make sure you have a reflective vest on because that's Tyson policy. And I got me a new one because I hate Velcro. Come on. Well, I'm not sure I'm the biggest fan of this vest either, but alright guys, we're going to slide tandems and drop this empty. Alright, got the pins locked in now. Alright, let's go. Come on! Don't roll back on me, especially when I got a freaking truck right behind me, you stupid thing. How's an automatic roll back on me when I got my foot smashed on the throttle? Shit, man, I can do better than that with the manual transmission truck. No rollback at all with the manual. Alright, so we're going to drop our empty back here in the back row, the back lot over here on the south side of the lot. So anyway, yeah, going back to that story though, the lesson that we can learn from that is, one, always do the steps in the same exact order every single time. Because the minute you do it in a different order, you're a pretty good chance you're going to forget one of the steps. And, yeah, mistakes get made then. Sometimes costly. Also, another lesson that can be learned is don't have distractions like people talking to you while you're trying to do it. That also minimizes the risk of you making mistakes like that. Case in point, what I was just talking about. Alright, I've got tandems all the way back. We're going to do 2 spots past to start our setup. We'll drop it right here next to this Barlow trailer. It's a really wide lane here, so I don't even have to do a full turn here. wider than I wanted it. It'll work. Alright, my tractor's quicker, but it doesn't matter. As long as the trailer's in the spot nicely. Actually, I might actually make it before, yeah. Almost. Alright, let's get it dropped and check in. Alright guys, we're disconnected, ready to go. Let's go ahead and get checked in at the shipping office now. I know my load is ready to go, or as long as I was told, as long as I sent the info to the correct truck, which pretty good chance it is, but yeah, why do I say that? Because I might have some experience with that happening too, where someone tells me my load is ready, but it's not. Yeah, like they sent it to the wrong truck. Alright, but anyway, yeah, when I was at Blue Beacon this morning getting my washout, actually right when I was getting onto their lot, I think, to get my washout, my dispatch sent a message saying that the load is ready to go. Most of these are empty, it looks like. Some of these, well, there's a Tyson trailer that's loaded there, but more likely my load will be in the next row over anyway. We'll find out after we get checked in though. Alright, we're going to check in right over here in the corner. Let's find an opening here to back into, and yeah, it looks like we can put it right next to crust. See the rapid stunt team. Alright, so we'll get checked in and see which trailer we're grabbing and all that kind of good stuff, and we'll be out of here. Alright guys, we are checked in, got our bills. Real quick and easy process there. Lady in there was very friendly also. Kind of on the older side, white lady, shorter, somewhat shorter hair. Alright, says my trailer should be in or around spot 318. I want to say this is 300 row right here, but I can't remember. 318 would be not too far down, if I recall. We're looking for 6299. I can't read that, those spots. There's the JCT over here. I thought I saw like a 2 or something. Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah, right, that's definitely it right there. 6299. Alright, I feel the fifth wheel on the latch, so I'm on the kingpin, so we're good. Yeah, we're latched in, do our temp test now. Yeah, we're good. Alright, let's get a pre-trip done and we'll be out of here. Or, gotta scale it afterward. Alright guys, we're done Pre-tripping, no, we got to scale the load on the way out of here. It is a heavy one. 41060 is what I have. This guy, yeah, look like he's looking for a particular trailer. It's just a matter of where is he going for it. I don't know if he's, alright, yeah, he might be waiting for me to go by. Okay, so to get over the scale was right behind us. So we're going to come right over here and make this turn. Get on it. Once you get on the scale, there's a little box there. You got to put in your load number and all that kind of stuff. And then get your scale ticket. They will not let you check out without it. Panel's difficult to read, but just under 75,000 pounds with 3/8 tank. Let's see. All right. So, that's the on-screen print thing, and then the order number, the 500 number. Alright, so yeah, the on-screen thing will only give you the gross weight, but the printout will give you axle weights also. I got 11,740, 31,600, and 31,540. Very nicely balanced load there. That was, yeah. Unfortunately, this place does have a bit of a reputation for loading tail heavy, and this load is going to California. We'll talk about that on the way out of here. But this one is perfect. They did a very nice job loading this, so it makes me a happy camper. I can just get the hell out of here quickly, and everything's hunky-dory. Let's let him make his turn real quick. Alright, yeah. Alright, so off we go to check out. Get that set up before I forget it. Alright guys, we are ready to roll here as soon as I can as soon as I can get my turn made. Oh come on, are we gonna play this goddamn game again? Where every fucking time someone's coming from one direction but not the other, and as soon as one side clears, the other one doesn't. God, it pisses me off when this happens. Alright, so where are we heading to now? I mentioned California. This one will be going to the Walmart DC in Shafter. Shafter, if you're not familiar, is just on just west of Bakersfield. So that's where we'll be going, or northwest, just a slight bit northwest of Bakersfield. That's where we'll be taking it. It is due on the 14th. Today is the 11th. I'm running on recaps, or I'm going to be. I'm going to exhaust my 70-hour clock today. I think I get recaps back tonight, if I recall. So I should be okay to make it to the to the receiver on time. In fact, as you see there on my Google, it's 1,580 mile trip. Alright, to get over to, we're going to get on 35 South, which we're going to make this right turn here, cross over the freeway, and it'll be a right turn onto a cloverleaf ramp to get onto the southbound side of 35. As soon as we get through making the turn, there's going to be a way station right there. This hour, I don't know, might get lucky, the station might be closed. That traffic coming from the south, or the east, whatever you want to call it. Come on. Who has the damn green light? Fuck. I don't want to play guessing games. I thought this truck over here was going to end up getting the green, but it turned out he's making a right turn anyway. I didn't want to pull out into the intersection and find out the guy was going to make a left turn on a fresh green arrow. I didn't realize the guy was, the other truck was making a right turn anyway, so it didn't matter. Alright, so we're going to take 35 down to, I have a couple of preferred options that I take. Just depends on my fuel situation, where the best prices are and stuff. I have enough fuel to make it about a good couple hundred miles. From here to Emporia. Okay, Emporia, US 50 across. Let me zoom in some. So there's our options there where they. Damn it! Alright, so yeah, one option is US 50 in Emporia. Take that across over to through Newton, Kansas, and then eventually to Hutchinson, and then south on K61. That'll take you into Pratt, Kansas, and then Pratt is where you meet up with. This is suggesting different routes. That's not right though, because the two routes that you see on Google Maps normally they converge in Pratt, Kansas. The other way, before that would be to take 35 all the way down to Wichita, get on US 54 westbound right there in Wichita, and then just take 54 straight across about 400 miles from Wichita to Tucumcari in New Mexico, and then get on I-40 in New Mexico, take that into Barstow, California, then across State Route 58 from Barstow to Bakersfield, and so on. It's not far north on 99, and once you get into Bakersfield, and then head west on one of the streets there. We'll talk about that on that video though. What you see here on my Google suggested route is basically 50 across all the way over to Dodge City basically, and continue west from there all the way across to, what's that town called in New Mexico? Basically hit I-25 in New Mexico. Now you end up going through Boise City, not Idaho, but Boise City, Oklahoma. It's in the Panhandle. Not much, but yeah, you end up getting on to 25 and then take 25 south to Albuquerque and then take 40 across from Albuquerque. That's what it's saying right there. It's about 15 miles longer if I remember to go that way. It's a tad bit slower, but not much there for truck stops at all either. On 54, it's not an abundance of truck stops there either, but they at least have truck stops at several spots, even if you want the big ones. Yeah, Love's has a few truck stops there. There's a Pilot in Stratford, Texas. Or there's a Love's in, if you take the Wichita way, not Hutchinson, what's that, Cunningham? Is that what it's called, Cunningham? Yeah, I want to say it's called Cunningham, Kansas. There's a Love's over there, another Love's in Liberal, Kansas, right by the Oklahoma border. Another Love's in Hooker, Oklahoma, about 20 miles from Liberal. Another Love's in Texola, or whatever that town is. Texoma, I forget the name of that town. Right at the Oklahoma and Texas border. The Pilot in Stratford, and then Love's in Dalhart, Texas. And then you get to Tucumcari, where there's a Love's on a Flying J, and then you get on I-40 there, right? But anyway, that's why 54 tends to be the more preferred route. Even if you take the 50 route, there's a Love's in, well, you get the Flying J over here in Emporia, and then there's a Love's in Hutchinson, Kansas, right before you, about a few miles before you get on K61. Yeah, there's a Casey's in Pratt, Kansas, right where K61 and US 54 meet up too. I like to stop there a lot. Then there's some other smaller places along the 54 route as well that you can take. So that's the way I would go. Last time, now I did swap not long ago with the guy who picked up at this place. He wanted to go all the way down to Oklahoma City before cutting across 40, but that's 110 miles extra if you go that way. I don't recommend going that way personally. Not much of any delays there because you're running at freeway speeds the entire time, but 110 miles for a 400-mile trip is, I think I could still do it quicker doing 54 across. I'm going to run out of hours somewhere on 54. I only have 640 left on my 70-hour clock. That's only going to get me about 400 more miles for the rest of the day, if even that. I would say even less than that because I'm dealing with US 54. Going to have areas that are going to slow me down a little bit. So going to probably run a little bit less than a 60-mile-an-hour average trip pace on the way over to Tucumcari. Alright, so that's what's going on. You guys have an idea what's how the route's going to be. So, alright, I'm going to let you all go, and we'll see you guys in Shafter on the 14th, alright? Y'all have a great day. We'll see you then.